You two, as in real you encounter a boogeyman. Who is the person in your own lives that you turn to, that you tell, that would believe you and also help you fight the boogeyman?
My mom, for sure. My mom and I are all about trust, and she knows me really well, and she knows that she knows when I have real, true, honest to God seriousness in my face, and I'm not just making something up. And I think if I really told her there is a boogeyman in my room, and I'm not kidding, I think she would believe me.
For me, my twin sister, she's just as crazy as I am, so she'll go along with anything I say.
These are such beautiful answers. Oh, God. My sister wouldn't believe anything. I hear, Sophie, that you're really into horror movies. So I'm curious, what kinds of horror movies do you most like to watch? And then do you find yourself being drawn to those projects as an actor as well?
I feel like this has kind of just naturally happened because I started with very genre. Like I started with this movie Prospect, which is very sci-fi, and people can see that I can do those like very heightened circumstances. I'm open to any genre within I went through a huge B-movie phase. Me and Rob bonded over this movie Necromantic, and then he got me this a Necromantic 2 poster, and then I got my boyfriend a Necromantic 2 puzzle. But I'm just a big horror person. Same with you like horror games. I love Silent Hill. I love blah, 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 blah. We can go on.
Is there a dream horror franchise you would most want to jump into if you got the opportunity?
Maybe, I'm trying to think, Silent Hill 2. I'm sure why it's so bad that I'm blanking on her name, but I dressed up as her for Halloween 3-4 years. Heather Mason, okay. Silent Hill 2, because everybody would say that I had the same haircut. So
now you gotta wink at the camera, make sure the producers.
No, it's already been made. Yeah, that's great.
I feel like they are making another. Now that you bring it up, I think
really?
They are making another Silent Hill movie right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they should have cast me.
I might be wrong. I feel like that is in production. Vivien, for you, I know you don't love watching the scary stuff, but what is the scariest movie you've seen thus far?
I think I saw The Sixth Sense, I saw The Witches, and I saw The Mummy.
You're doing pretty well in that category.
The scariest ones I've seen. One I'm pretty excited to see is the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, which...
Did you play that on your Switch?
I play it with my dad sometimes on my PS5.
So true. I wish I had a PS5.
Quite excited for that. So the scares, I know, aren't as scary when you are on set actually filming them. So while you're on the set of a movie like this, is there anything in particular that made you go, I can't believe that's what it looks like on set, but then it looks like that's scary on screen in the finished film?
The boogeyman. Because they had this VFX head that they used, and they would wave it around on a broomstick. It was scary enough already, but it's nothing compared to what the boogeyman actually. Yeah,
I kind of prefer not using it and just using your imagination.
Same, it's like tennis ball,
scariest
please.
Thing.
But it so much more detail in the actual thing. It was really I was trying to figure out what it would look like, and then Rob showed me some concept arts, and then he showed me the 3D printed VFX version in not a very subtle way. He just waved it around until I went, "What is that?" And then also, some very lovely people on YouTube have decided to take the jump scare screenshot from the trailer of the boogeyman under the bed, brighten it so you can see it, and then put it as the thumbnail of the trailer.
Interesting.
They have decided that
I didn't even notice they did that. Thing. That's crazy.
So on YouTube, if you look up the boogeyman trailer, you're going to see him 3 down, So yeah.
Was there ever an opportunity to get Rob back and prank him on set and scare him?
God,
I wish.
I think I might have done it a few times.
I feel like you were. I was always just, like,
I remember
too
I did. He didn't like. I would do like a creepy doll face, and I would just like watch him and like turn my head, and I would just like follow him around with my eyes to freak him out.
She would not freak character.
And I would not stop, and he would be like, "Stop it! Get away from me!" So I remember I would do that.
I like that. I like that you're even. So not a whole lot in these movies keeps me up at night. I can watch anything happen on screen and sleep easy, except anything that involves teeth and the dentist. So can you tell me a little bit about shooting the tooth pulling scene? Because that gave me chills.
It was long and tedious, and this is going to sound really cheesy, but it was like pulling teeth.
Wow.
I know. Yeah, that was bad. No. But yeah, it was a long process to film. It was like 3 days of filming that we did, and like I think it was just a lot of components because I had to be standing there, and I had to be sitting in the chair, and then I had to be in bed with her, and then like what they had me do for the actual teeth pulls, they wanted like the rest they could just do like see the tooth or like see my mouth open and then CGI the tooth in kind of thing. But what they actually did for one shot, they did it for one shot, and they had me they had it on a piece of floss like a fake tooth, and they had me bite down on the edge of the floss so it was in my mouth. And then basically they had me they would go 3, 2, 1, and I would open my mouth and they would pull it so it looked like the tooth was coming from my mouth. And then they put black paint on my tooth to make it look like there was a gap. Classic.
That's so cool. I
Second
love
time I have had black paint on my tooth.
Like that.
Tastes like rotten vegetables. So, yeah.
Speaking of the technical components, Sophie, I'm curious for you, what do you find more challenging? A scare scene where it's more like a jump scare and you have to give a really quick reaction, or something that's a little more drawn out, action heavy, and has more technical components in it?
It can get really difficult when it's technical, but it's also nice to have a scene that you can like really build the emotion and not start from, it's hard going into a scene starting from like the most intense emotion. And that's where Rob really helped. He would throw books and like make noise. Yes. I would ask for it. And I'd be like, just scare me. And it worked. And because you can't just naturally, I would jump up and down and yeah.
I'll wrap with this one because I heard Rob had told me a bit about an especially intense scene for you. It's the one in the basement with the mother's dress and the jump scare there. That it was just a very challenging day on set where you did that a whole bunch of times.
That was a blur.
I'm curious to hear about that from your perspective.
I think, for that scene it worked because I was building to something emotionally, and I was really just thinking as an actor, like plotting all the different thoughts that she's having. So I really try not to think about the technicality of it all because that's not my job.
Yeah.
I'm an actor.
That's a smart way to approach it. You focus on your stuff and you do your stuff exceptionally well. I love this movie. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you.